Magical Incenses by Dave Lee. This is a really interesting book. It took me a while to find one of these, and I eventually found one in Italy. Unfortunately, when it got shipped out here, there was some damage done to the back cover, but what can you do? There is another edition of this available, I believe still, from the UK, but it has different artwork and it's not as rare as this particular version. I like rare books, I like first editions, and this is the one that I was looking for. So if you can find one of these, definitely pick one up. This is an excellent resource for anyone who's interested in making their own incense. Now, I've read a large handful of books on how to make incense over the past 6 years, and this is the best resource on the market in my opinion. The ingredients that it calls for are rare. The way that it's written, I like the whole feel to this book. And again, you might be thinking, well, why would you want incense with rare materials? Why wouldn't you want something that, why wouldn't you want recipes that call for easy to find ingredients? Well, I use incense for my magical rituals, and I like the power of something that was difficult to obtain. When you make incense with things that aren't just commonplace items and you use them in your rituals, it has this tendency to increase the potency of your work. I don't know how to explain it, but the way it stimulates your brain is much different. And scent does stimulate brain, and you can absolutely use scent in your magical rituals to put you into certain states of consciousness, folks. That's the whole key to using incense in your rituals. It's to stimulate certain regions of your brain so that you can enter into certain states of consciousness that are conducive to the work that you're doing or the spell that you're casting. That's the secret, that's the key that no one really seems to understand. Now, once you become a seasoned magician, you can figure out which scents promote certain states of consciousness, and then you can match that scent to your particular work at hand that you're doing. So, for instance, if you're doing a rite with Mars, the planetary sphere or Sephiroth of Mars, you would use something like benzoin or some of the other Mars-related scents that put you into that Marsarian state of consciousness. So, again, Magical Incenses by Dave Lee. Let's look at the table of contents, guys. We have the introduction, Chapter 1, Using Incense. Chapter 2, Ingredients. Chapter 3, Making Incense. And Chapter 4, Incense Formulas, Questions and Answers, and Appendix Correspondences. This would be a very good resource for anyone who's interested in not only starting to make incense, but looking to make their own incense company. Now, I'm not saying that you should just buy this book and steal his recipes, but it is a great beginner's tool to learn which ingredients match with what, and that way you can kind of over time and experience formulate your own formulations, you guys. So it's got some really cool artwork in here as well. This kind of mad scientist looking guy with tubes and potion bottles and fumes going up into his laboratory. And this is Chapter 1, Using Incense and Ritual. Very interesting stuff here, you guys. So I'll show you a little bit more of this before we wrap this short little video up. There's some more artwork. Making Incense, Aroma, Description, and the basis of recipes. Excuse me. So it's got planetary incense in here, the recipes. It's also got astrological incense recipes, you guys. Awesome stuff. It's got the 4 elemental, or the incense for the 4 elements, and that's really a great place to start. Making incense pertaining to your astrological sign, and then making incense with the 4 elements. In magic, you start with the 4 elements, and then through the mastery of the 4 elements, you move on to the planetary spheres, you guys. And you do that through the map of the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. But I don't want to make this some huge rant. Magical Incenses by Dave Lee. If you can find one with the black cover and the red pentagram on the front, pick it up. But again, I believe that there's still a second edition available for, it's like $50 altogether for the book and shipping from the UK to the United States. I really like the first editions. That's where the power is, you guys, because the first editions are rare, and rare things go up in value. And just like how I was saying earlier, how rare ingredients in an incense formulation can lend to its potency in when you're using it in ritual, when you have these rare books, there's a certain weight to them a spiritual weight. There's a certain potency to them because they're rare. I have some incredibly rare books that I've managed to find over the years. And people often contact me wondering, how'd you get all these? You know, how'd you find all these rare Philip Cooper books or some of these other psychology books and this, that, and the other? And the key, you guys, is to use magic to obtain the magical materials. These are power items. Power items are items that can help you on your journey, that can assist you. You really do want to obtain these quality materials because they are beneficial to your growth. They're going to be tools that you can use to further your craft, to further your success as a magician or whatever it is in life that you're doing. Now, fortunately for us who are interested in the magical arts, there's a lot of rare books out there. I'm not 100% sure if there's necessarily rare books on psychology and whatnot and things of that nature. I'm sure there are. And rare books on medicine and things like that. You know, magic is a form of psychology, so what am I saying? But fortunately for us, there's a lot of scarce books in the occult, and occult books that are really rare. Again, you guys, they just have a certain power to them, a certain weight to them, and it feels really good after working your magic to find these books that you've been looking for. Now, that had really nothing to do with this book, but it's relative to some extent. Use your magic to find the rare materials so that you can further your craft, so that you can attain and unlock more of your power. So to wrap this up, you guys, I give this book a 10 out of 10, hands down. It's got an awesome feel to it. It's an easy read. It's got awesome artwork on it. It's funny, in the UK this was, or in the United States this was $12 at one point. And who knows, maybe this book isn't rare anymore, I'm not sure. But when I was looking for these, it took me about a year to materialize one of these, and they were rare at the time. Sometimes books do that though. They'll have they'll be rare for a short period of time, and then you'll see like this huge influx of these particular books online for cheaper. That's really when you want to buy. But look at these charts and stuff, you guys. Really well laid out book, really well thought out book. The artwork is beautiful. Look at that. There's a rendition of the Kabbalistic spheres. So you're not going to find this, and this is what makes this book so great. You're not going to find this quality material in the typical books on incense. You're just not. So much of it is this Wicca based lovey-dovey, excuse